Our opening words this morning are by the Reverend Erica Hewitt. As we enter into worship, put away the pressures of the world that ask us to perform, to take up masks, to put on brave fronts. Silence the voice that asks you to be perfect. This is a community of compassion and welcoming. You do not have to do anything to earn the love contained within these walls. You do not have to be braver, smarter, stronger, better than you are in this moment to belong here with us. You only have to bring the gift of your body, no matter how able, your seeking mind, no matter how busy, your animal heart, no matter how broken. Bring all that you are and all that you love to this hour. Let us worship together. I want to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing our opening hymn, For the Earth Forever Turning.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Rhiannon Smith, and I use the pronouns she or they. A special welcome to those of you who are here for the first time. Please fill out the welcome card in your order of service.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a la primera iglesia unitaria universalista de San Diego, donde adoramos cada domingo en South Bay, en Hillcrest y en línea. Soy la reverenda Kristen Kuriga y uso el pronombre ella. Una bienvenida muy especial a todos que están con nosotros por primera vez. Les extendemos la invitación de rellenar el formulario en el orden de servicio.
Our community is a vital, diverse, multi-generational congregation without borders, with a mission to create community, nurture spiritual growth, and act on our values to help heal the world.
Somos una congregación compuesta de personas de distintas identidades racializadas y culturas, personas de diversas orientaciones sexuales y identidades de género, personas de varias habilidades mentales y físicas.
We are creators of community and compassion, and though we can fall short, we're committed to practicing an affirming welcome for all.
Con espíritu de reverencia, reconocemos que nos juntamos esta mañana en la tierra de los Kumeyaay, quienes continúan viviendo en todo su territorio. Al emprender este viaje juntos, mantengamos en nuestros corazones y mentes el pueblo Kumeyaay.
In a spirit of reverence, we acknowledge that we gather this morning on the land of the Kumeyaay, who continue to live throughout their territories. May the light of this candle shine for our commitment to the Kumeyaay people and to justice and equity for Indigenous people everywhere.
I want to invite you again to rise and bow to your spirit and join us in our church hymn and then our church aspiration.
Good morning, friends. I would like to invite any of the children or youth who would like to come up and join me for our story. And while they're coming up, if you are a wearer of hearing aids, can you just do a little spot check? Somebody's feeding back. Thank you. Good morning. I have a rabbit. Oh, good morning. So this morning, we're thinking about a big word. Do you know the word authenticity? No? Yes, you do? No? Okay. Authenticity means to be like your real, true self and not to feel like you have to hide or change for anybody. But sometimes it can be hard to be your authentic self if people are telling you you should be more something or less something. Yeah, sometimes we can try to be like people. We can try and be like our parents or really anybody we admire. That's okay. But we also have to be true to ourselves. And sometimes that means being like people we admire, and sometimes that means being different from people. So our story today talks about finding that idea that I am enough, just like I am. So our book is called I Am Enough. Like the sun, I'm here to shine. Like a voice, I'm here to sing. Like the bird, I'm here to fly and soar high over everything. Like the trees, I'm here to grow. Like the mountains, here to stand. Like time, I'm here to be and be everything I can. Like the champ, I'm here to fight. Like the heart, I'm here to love. Like a ladder, here to climb, and like the air, to rise above. Like the wind, I'm here to push. Like a rope, I'm here to pull. Like the rain, I'm here to pour and drip and fall until I'm full. Like the moon, I'm here to dream. Like the student, here to learn. Like the water, here to swell. Like the fire, here to burn. Like the winner, I'm here to win, and if I don't, get up again. I know that I may sometimes cry, but even then, I'm here to try. I'm not meant to be like you. You're not meant to be like me. Sometimes we will get along, and sometimes we will disagree. I know that we don't look the same, our skin, our eyes, our hair, our frame. But that does not dictate our worth. We both have places here on earth. And in the end, we are right here to live a life of love, not fear. To help each other when it's tough. To say together, I am enough. Can you say that with me?
I am enough.
Nice job. Thank you for reading the story with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you really do believe that you are enough just as you are. Even your bunny. So let's stand up, if you will, up here, and we're going to lead the congregation in our affirmation. I need your hands. We are Unitarian Universalists, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands. Somos unitarios universalistas, personas de mentes abiertas, corazones amorosos, y manos que dan la bienvenida. And I'd like to invite any children or youth who would like to join me and their other leaders outside, and we'll head to religious education.
We have a few special announcements this morning. Lay ministers are available to offer a listening presence after the service on the patio here at the Hillcrest campus. This morning's lay ministers are Melinda Holbein and Brandon Hall. Dining for Dollars is our beloved community building fundraising auction, and it offers different events from June 2024 to December 2024. We're trying this semi-annual format for the first time this year, and we really need you and your events. So we want to consider you hosting a fun-filled event, maybe at your home, on a hike, at the beach. Could be all sorts of different activities or destinations that will be bid on in May. So today, we invite you to go to the Dining for Dollars patio table hosted by Lori Crehan and Sylvia Ollinger. There, you can brainstorm ideas. They can help you refine what you might want to do. Maybe you have an idea, but you need a partner. They would help you to get connected with someone. So we hope that you will be involved with Dining for Dollars, and we thank you so much. Also want to invite you to join the youth and young adults in this month's Burrito Project, which is happening on Thursday, March 28th. They'll be gathering together at 5 p.m. in the common room to assemble burritos, and at 6 o'clock we'll be caravanning to downtown to distribute those burritos to folks who are currently experiencing homelessness. So thank you so much for being here, and we hope you'll find ways to get involved.
One way we live our values is by sharing our offering each week with a local organization working for justice. Throughout the month of March, our offering is being received in support of the UU Justice Ministry of California, UUJMCA. Their mission is to advance justice in our state by cultivating and connecting leaders and communities, and by empowering the public voice of those who share UU values and principles. In April, UUJMCA will be partnering with Casa de Luz and UU Refugee and Immigrant Services and Education, UU RISE, to offer a border pilgrimage and home build. Our offering will go towards the supplies needed to build a home for a family in Tijuana. You may donate this morning by putting cash or check in the offering basket in the back here. If you'd like assistance, please raise your hand. You may also donate online or on our church's website. There's a QR code in your order of service. Thank you for your generosity. This morning's offering will now gratefully be received. Our reading this morning is Blessing for Kin by the Reverend Sean Parker Dennison. I wish you a single story, not a simple fairy tale with only happiness, but one without secrets or omissions, without the need for fake faces, one pointed outward, the other inward and real. I wish for you the twin beauties of clarity and consistency, knowing the singular word that holds all of you together, all of you at once, all of you. I wish you no need to hide, no reason to live in shadows and half-truths, no need to cover the spark and sparkle of your heart, to keep it from catching the light of sun or moon. I wish you wholeheartedness that arises from the liberty before needing to be freed, the completeness that precedes breaking, the integrity of your being, a unity, undivided and boundless. I wish you a far-reaching welcome from within, full and absolute acceptance, nothing withheld from yourself, unrealized or unfinished. And I wish you a place and a people who do not want you in pieces, incomplete and partial. A world that no longer asks anyone to wrench apart their heart or divide their soul from mind, from nature, from core. I bless you with all that is whole.
We'll remain seated for our meditation hymn. I know this rose will open. Sé que abrirá esta rosa. Sé que abrirá esta rosa y sé que mi temor se irá. Sus alas mi amor desplegarán. Sé que abrirá esta rosa. I know this rose will open. I know my fears will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
I invite you to join me now in a time of meditation. I want to invite us to embody and deepen our relationship to this hymn. We'll start by breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Take a moment to notice if there is any fear somewhere in your body. Any fear or tightness, anxiety. Take a moment to just be with that fear. If there's a place in your body where that lives, you might gently place a hand to offer a bit of comfort. And with that gentle touch, you might feel your fear melting away, burning away. Then I invite you to imagine what it might feel like for your soul to unfurl its wings, to feel that sense of expansion, that freedom. And as you continue to breathe, imagining a rose at the center of your heart. As it starts to open, petals unfurling and unfolding. Blooming in its own unique beauty. I know this rose will open. I know my fears will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Blessed be.
You've been telling me about what has got you down, and how the same old battles, they just come back around, and about the things that hold you down for the count, and how you just can't see if there's a way out. Well, you've been down and out and seen the depths of despair, and thought that there would be no respite from your place there. But there are those who love you more than I can say, who see themselves in your eyes and won't turn away. And the days roll by, and you can't quite seem to fly. But you, my friend, are not alone.
A few weeks ago, Lucas and I were in the garden, and we saw the light catch the brilliant green feathers of a hummingbird. The bird was flitting back and forth from a tree in the courtyard. And although we see hummingbirds almost every day, there was something about how this one was behaving that was different. So we climbed up to the second floor of our apartment, right near the entrance to our home. We crouched down on our hands and knees. We looked through the branches and we found this intricately woven nest tucked into the tree. Inside were 2 hummingbirds that had just been hatched. We marveled at their tiny bodies, no bigger than a peanut, quivering and rapidly breathing in the bottom of the nest. They were so small you could barely see them. And we watched as their mama diligently tended to them, flying back and forth with nectar. Now we were mindful to give the family their space. But each day it became a ritual, a spiritual practice to slow down and to check in on our little friends. And we were amazed by how fast they grew. From one day until the next, you could literally see them transforming before your eyes. Bigger in size the next day, new feathers, different coloring, more awake and alert. One day we came out to find that they had grown so large that the birds barely fit together in the nest. They were facing opposite directions and just squished till they were brimming. In the day that followed, we watched as one bird moved to the edge of the nest, while the other bird took up the whole thing. And the bird that was on the edge was occasionally stretching its wings. And when it did, it would show these tufts of downy white feathers right underneath its belly. Now, I would love to tell you that I saw the moment when that tiny bird took its first flight, but I didn't. I just came out one day, and the one bird that had been sitting perched on the edge was no longer there. 2 days later, the other hummingbird took flight as well. Now, I didn't see it, but I do wonder about it. I wonder what it must have felt like. Going from just knowing this tiny little container, this nest, this home, only knowing how to sit there and be, to all of a sudden climbing out on the edge, stretching those wings, and taking flight. Were they afraid? What would it feel like to have such expansion? For one's world to get so much larger in a single moment. Now, this experience was particularly meaningful for me because I spent the last year in an eco-ministry program through the Center for Wild Spirituality. Essential to this program was an invitation to cultivate a relationship with the place we live in and belong to. Instead of viewing nature as something out there and separate, we were invited to foster a relationship with particular stones and lizards, trees and bugs, birds and flowers. To get to know the more than human world by getting to know unique beings that live in it. Now, this practice was about changing our relationship to seeing the natural world as other, but it was also about a deeper relationship with ourselves, to know ourselves as nature, to get to know our own true nature, and to get to know and to start to see the ways in which we have been tamed. We were seeking to reclaim an aliveness in our souls that had been pushed away or hidden or denied in order to survive. To get to know and to embody a more whole and authentic version of who we are. I wonder, what ways have you been tamed? Is there a wilder and more authentic version of you? that is seeking to emerge. In our story for all ages this morning, I Am Enough by Grace Byers, we were invited into this whole range of feelings and experiences and capacities that not only children have, but also adults. This story reminds me that we contain multitudes and that we each have a unique form, a unique expression in which these different parts of us come about. She writes, "I'm not meant to be like you. You're not meant to be like me. Sometimes we'll get along and sometimes we'll disagree. Worth is not based on our identity. We're here to help each other when it's rough, to say together, I am enough. We are enough." One of the most amazing things about being human is that we are connected to each other and we share some essential lived experiences. But in the same moment, simultaneously, we are each fabulously unique. You are the only constellation of you that is in existence right now and will ever be. And this authentic you is a gift. You are enough. We are enough. There is no part of any single person in this room, any person that exists, that is not worthy of love. This is one of the fundamental teachings of our root tradition, universalism. Every being is worthy of love and salvation. But there is so much in our society that tells us otherwise. One of the evils of systemic oppression is the perpetuation of this false narrative that some are more worthy than others. We have built an entire society on notions of supremacy and domination that have not only impacted our ability to survive, but it shapes the way that we understand ourselves. It shapes the way we feel about ourselves. Repeated messages of hatred and inferiority creep into our souls, force us to hide parts of ourselves, to hate parts of ourselves, to deny who we are, to continue existing. This form of internalized oppression is real and it is devastating. James Baldwin, essayist, playwright, novelist, and activist, wrote, "It took many years of vomiting up all the filth I've been taught about myself and half believed before I was able to walk on the earth as though I had a right to be there." What lies have you internalized about who you are? What do you need to reject to live as your whole self? What do we need to resist collectively so that our authentic selves can shine? I believe it is an essential and radical act to claim our authentic selves, to seek to know ourselves outside of these systems and structures that try to define us, to tell us which parts of us are acceptable, which parts of us are enough. Zen Buddhist teacher and justice leader Angel Kyoto Williams writes, "It is essential that we become our authentic selves, that we speak our truth, that we release trying to prove ourselves, and instead insist on being ourselves." So you might be wondering, how exactly do we do this? I'm captivated by the idea of a midlife unraveling. I first heard this concept from one of the guides in the Center for Wild Spirituality program. In this theory of human and spiritual development, we spend the entire first half of our lives developing ways to survive and to succeed. We develop strategies, often unconscious, that help us to be loved and approved of by others. As we approach midlife, we may experience a gentle, or sometimes not so gentle, pull to live a more genuine life. We might become acutely aware of our own mortality and begin to ask, how do I want to live? Who am I really? If we answer the call, we spend the second half of our life shedding these survival strategies that no longer serve us, so that this deeper and more authentic version of ourselves can naturally emerge. Now, I will admit, perhaps this resonates with me because I recently crossed the threshold into my 40s. I am officially in midlife. And indeed, it feels like some ways of how I understood myself are unraveling. Although it's sometimes painful, it's also healing and liberating. I've started to become curious about what parts of myself I have denied and how I can reclaim them. Brené Brown, who is a social worker, a researcher, and a storyteller, writes about her own encounter with midlife unraveling. She says, midlife is not a crisis. Midlife is an unraveling. By definition, you cannot control or manage an unraveling. Midlife is when the universe gently places her hands upon your shoulders. She pulls you close in. She whispers in your ear, "I'm not screwing around." All this pretending and all this performing, these coping mechanisms that you have developed to protect yourself from feeling inadequate and getting hurt, they have to go. Your armor is preventing you from growing into your gifts. I understand you needed these protections when you were small. I understand that you believed that this armor could help you secure all the things you needed to feel worthy and lovable. But guess what? You're still searching and you're more lost than ever. Time is growing short. There are unexplored adventures ahead of you. You can't live the rest of your life worried about what other people think. You were born worthy of love and belonging. Courage and daring are coursing through your veins. You were made to live and to love with your whole heart. It's time. It's time to show up and to be seen. Imagine it. Imagine layers of armor, false beliefs, people-pleasing behaviors falling away, glimpsing what is beneath. It is both terrifying and exhilarating. What if it's key to our spiritual journeys to experience this kind of unraveling, this uncovering of our authenticity, of getting in touch with our true nature, to know ourselves and to get to know one another in more genuine ways, and then to commit to live from that place. Now, I don't believe that we have to be in a particular time of our life to embrace this journey of discovery. Uncovering authenticity is about slowing down, offering compassion, living in alignment with our values, and risking vulnerability. You might start with any practice that supports you in slowing down and noticing. Perhaps this is a slow walk in the woods, a meditation, making art, journaling, or prayer. Create space to notice. Is there something ready to fall away? Is there something inside you that is yearning to emerge? Perhaps this doesn't require any doing, just allowing. If we encounter pain or trauma or discomfort, we can practice self-compassion during this unraveling. We can place a hand on the heart or on some other parts of our bodies that is aching or trembling, reminding ourselves, letting ourselves know that we are loved just as we are, that we are worthy and enough. And then we get in touch with what is important to us, what we most deeply value, and we commit to live from that place. When we cultivate awareness, we realize how many times we say or do something that doesn't feel quite right. Maybe we say something to be liked or to gain approval. Or maybe we gossip or put someone else down to compensate for our own feelings of insecurity. When we slow down, we notice how it feels in our bodies when we act in ways that are out of alignment with our own truth. Maybe it's a twinge in the stomach, a contraction of the heart center, a tightness in the jaw. Signals that we are acting from a place of survival. It's totally natural. Every single one of us, including myself, act sometimes in ways that are out of alignment with our values. We all fail to live from our most authentic place. This is an invitation to notice it when you do, and to set the intention to come back over and over to living more authentically. Then we risk vulnerability. We share more of our story. We edit our lives less to make ourselves appear altogether and perfect. We are our messy, real selves as much as we can be. This spiritual work is not just about creating space in us for this authenticity to emerge, but it's also to offer that space to one another, a space where we share our stories, including our pain, including the times we acted in ways that violate our values. Because authenticity is about honesty, the willingness to be truthful with ourselves and one another, the willingness to create space for another person's truth, no matter how painful or uncomfortable it might be. I believe that we at this church can be that space. We can be the people who support one another to uncover our authenticity. As we come to a close, I want to share again the reading that Rhiannon shared with us so beautifully, because it embodies my sincerest wish for us. This poem is by the Reverend Sean Parker Dennison, a Unitarian Universalist minister, who is also the co-founder of Trust, an organization for transgender Unitarian Universalist religious leaders. Blessing for kin. I wish for you a single story, not a simple fairy tale with only happiness, but one life, without secrets or omissions, without the need for fake faces, one pointed outward, the other inward and real. I wish for you the twin beauties of clarity and consistency, knowing the singular word that holds all of you together, all of you at once, all of you. I wish you no need to hide, no reason to live in shadows and half-truths, no need to cover the spark and sparkle of your heart to keep it from catching the light of the sun or the moon. I wish you the wholeheartedness that arises from the liberty before needing to be freed, the completeness that precedes breaking, the integrity of your being, a unity undivided and boundless. I wish you a far-reaching welcome from within, full and absolute acceptance, nothing withheld from yourself, unrealized or unfinished. And I wish you a place and a people who do not want you in pieces, incomplete and partial. A world that no longer asks anyone to wrench apart their heart or divide soul from mind, from nature, from core. I bless you with all that is whole, because you are enough. We are enough, and we are here to shine. May we uncover our authenticity together. Blessed be.
I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing This Little Light of Mine with some favorite verses specially chosen for today by Reverend Kristen.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ain't gonna make it shine, just gonna let it shine. Ain't gonna make it shine, just gonna let it shine. Ain't gonna make it shine, just gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Every day in every way, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day in every way, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day in every way, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
May our beautiful, unique, and glorious lights shine. May we know in the deepest and truest sense that we are enough, and may we together create spaces where we can uncover our authenticity together. Blessed be and go in peace.